Alright, let's get this bowl rolling. Lots to cover. Been a minute since I've been able to do a live stream. Well, what else are you supposed to call it when you add like $400 to a $200 deck, Space Marine? He added Ragavan, Darcy, Mishra's Bauble, Chalice of the Void. Like this is Boros burn with tons of expense added to it, pretty much. For those of you who don't know, this is AspiringSpike's latest take on, I guess he called it life gain control or something, or opponent life control. I forget exactly what term he used. Joking term for burn. With adding both Ragavan, Darcy, Mishra's Bauble, and Chalice of the Void deck. I don't know whether it does or not, Space Marine, but it's still a powerful card. It still allows you to cast your spells. I've already been toying with Darcy and Mishra's Bauble in other videos that I haven't published. So, I guess we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to claim I know. We don't know until we play it. As many of you might know, life has been very interesting this year. He also, interestingly, has 3 Deflecting Palm in his deck, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but, you know, I mean, there are Shadows in the format, there are Murktides in the format, you know, there's a lot of big dumb idiots in the format, so I guess I can get behind this. 3 Core Firewalker feels like it might be too many for the current format, but whatever. 4th copy of Eidolon on the sideboard, as he only has 3 in the main deck. 4 copies of Smash to Smithereens for Urza's nonsense. That's what's going on with this deck. You know, main changes: Skewer the Critics cut 1 Eidolon, no copies of Skullcrack in the 75. He's running 18 lands with the Darcy, Mishra's Bauble, Ragavan package. I got the job. So I'm taking a job in Pittsburgh. I'm supposed to start a week from this coming Monday, so I believe the 30th. I start the new job. So that will obviously bring changes to things. I'm not yet, but I will be. I still have a few days left at Walmart. I believe my last working day at Walmart will be next Monday. Technically, I'm working through next Friday, but I won't be going for my last couple of shifts. I'm going to use my remaining vacation time up, since I won't be able to use it on what was supposed to be vacation around Labor Day. And then, obviously, eventually I'll be moving as a result of the job. Won't be immediately. Stream times will be changing whenever I finally get things settled. I will be streaming more around this time-ish than I was late in the evening, or late, like the 11, 12, 1 o'clock streams that I usually do. So all that stuff is changing. Eventually, I will also have access to sometimes being able to play more challenges and stuff that I haven't really been able to do much. As many of you know, life's been a roller coaster this year. Came into this year, got COVID, was not doing content for a while, or very limited content. Relationship kind of went to crap, so I went through that stuff for a while. And then as a result, partially as a result of that, and partially once that ended and I was free and clear, I did job searching. Now I finally got a job in my field. So first couple of weeks, I don't know how brain fried I'll be from having been on a computer all day, how I'm going to feel about streaming and stuff. But once things get settled down, as we move into like October, November, and I start getting my own place set up in Pittsburgh, I'll probably set up an actual factual schedule. I'm thinking I kind of have an idea of what nights I want to stream, but a lot of it will depend on... The breakup is its own entity as far as that goes. This is more how you... I was going to say, this is more how you get back at life, or back in life, because I've spent the last 10 years living at home, so... or living back at home. So, it was time to get things rolling. A lot of that time obviously was spent in school and grad school, so it wasn't all stagnation time, but there was a lot of time that I should have had more accomplished than I did. So it's time to get things rolling. Saiyan seems fun. Older than I should be? I don't think our it's probably gonna die in response. Which I think they should. Okay. I think I'm in the market for that land. You draw on a flooded strand, okay. Looks like we're getting Prismari ended here. Yep, Prismatic ended. These Searing Blazes are going to be pretty bad. I actually screwed up here. I needed to... Scalding Tarn. So our opponent could be on still draw land anyway, but that one's better than Scalding Tarn at least. Looks like our opponent might be on Velomachus turns, and we have a terrible draw against that, unfortunately. Actually, I don't think they're on Velomachus turns because of the island. But this... Searing Blazes are honestly pretty bad. I think tonight's the band night, actually. I'm hearing the band, I'm like, okay. No, dude, I'm 37. You're like old. Yeah, something like that, unfortunately. Looks like we're just up against a variant of Jeskai Control. Tide Regents. on top. Theoretically, if our opponent does something stupid, we could kill them next turn. Prismatic ending? Yeah. So somehow we need our opponent not to have a counterspell here. Seems very unlikely. Opponent just countering everything, man. They have a bolt or a helix, we're just dead here. Just dying to Murktide bullshit deck. I guess some number of deflecting palms could be okay, but they do have Teferis, so that's kind of eh. Searing Blaze. We don't know if they have Snapcasters, so Searing Blaze like might be okay-ish. Chalice is hot garbage. Core Firewalker is whatever against Prismatic Ending. And Teferi. Just go like this. I think our opponent was just trying to keep their life total high because they knew they had to kill rolled up. Anyway, what's up, Arturo? How you doing? This hand is just trash. This hand has no lands. This hand's kind of middling, but I guess we keep it, put back. Lightning Helix. Yeah, I guess that plays here. It's a spell, which is pretty much what we wanted. Because Path is terrible against most of the rest of the other threats that are played in the format, so... They play Spell Snare, whatever. Thought Scour, sure. Drawing an Archmage's Charm, good to know about. Okay, so they probably are a Chalice deck, so we probably want to bring in some number of smashes next game. Because you don't play Fire Ice if you're Yeah, I was supposed to do the lawn today, and it just, So opponent shocked themselves to presumably hold up a counterspell. Suspending this is a bit risky, but I think we go ahead and do it. They want to tap out for Teferi at this point. Yeah, I know, but a lot of the Jeskai decks have been playing Chalice of the Void, Prismatic Ending. Yeah, kind of figured this was going to happen. Should have helixed in response there. That was stupid on my part. Just feels like a terrible matchup. Nice. Practically no chance this resolves and or connects. Maybe it will. Nope. Yep. Last turn. Probably in garbage time now. Snapcaster into bullshit. Yep. So they're actually playing Fire Ice with Lightning Bolts in their deck. Interesting. Yeah, I played the don't think this is resolving, but you know. Yeah, I'm off this game. Nothing more annoying than playing against control with a frickin' crap ton of... 3 Fairy is a safety valve, but it is very annoying to play against. You have to admit that, Space Marine, that it, even as a control mage who plays 3 Fairy, it's a very annoying card to play against. It takes like half of what makes parts of Magic interesting and turns it into just complete garbage. Well, specifically the Cascade decks, specifically the Cascade decks and any deck that's interested in playing at instant speed. Like, a lot of times Burn doesn't care about 3 Fairy. One of the weaknesses of like this variant of Burn, which I will bring up, is the fact that Dragon Rage Chandler, don't get me wrong, it's a great card. It filters draws and whatnot. But one of its downsides is the fact that obviously it doesn't have haste. So it's very vulnerable to... we're in the market for a second land, so... that appears to be the perfect draw. Okay, so are we up against Heliod? That would be kind of unfortunate. Looks like we might be. Yep, we're up against Heliod. That's pretty annoying. Talk about some woof matchups right off the bat, you know? Hoping to hit either a creature or... Well, that'll do, pig. That'll do. This enables us to keep up Bolt, interact with a combo while also turning on... What's up, Boar Dog? How you doing? We are not exactly drawing the best of Magic cards. For some reason, they don't try to give lifelink or go for the combo we have them next turn, but you know, sure, whatever. What are they going for here? Spike Feeder? This is the squeeze the stupid decks put you in. Wow. Should have probably left that back. You know, sometimes I'd really like to have, like... Yeah, we can't beat this bullshit. Oh, man. And we have, like, no cards in our sideboard for this whatsoever. Well, what's really dumb is both Gigi and Spike, like, hit good matchups and did relatively well with the deck. I get the deck and then promptly eat freaking Jeskai Control built to beat Ragavan decks and Heliod, which is just a rough matchup for burn, period. I think this hand's fine, especially with the fetch land. So I'm going to cast Bobble on myself first. Don't really want to draw another fetch land. But at the same time, I really don't want to use my fetch land. Of course, they have the Sprawl. Boomer Jund hasn't been viable consistently since freaking Deathrite Shaman got banned. See, the problem... Okay, so the problem with the meta right now is, especially in leagues, is you don't know what you're going to run into. Like, I literally have not played against Heliod in months. This card's main deck is just so annoying. Alright, well, our entire game plan's literally stopped by one card, so... go. Oh, man. You know, nothing quite says suck it as hard as I deal you 3, but you still gain 2 from me killing your creature. Opponent knows I can't risk them collected company into the nuts there, so that was a relatively safe attack on their part. So the only one of those 3 cards that realistically could see an unban in the current format is Uro. Mystic Sanctuary causes too much repetitive gameplay, and Deathrite Shaman is banned in Legacy and will not ever be unbanned in Modern. Okay. What do they choose? Sure. Opponent's feeling pretty ballsy. Actually, I don't like this attack from them. I really don't. I really think if you're swinging, you should be swinging with Warriok Champion, if anything. So, like, I'm not saying they should be swinging with anything anyway, but collected company. Ballista on 3. Sure. You know, my opponent played this game exceptionally poorly. Like, I'm not saying we're going to be able to beat them, but they legitimately played this game absolutely terribly. Keeping in mind, the opinions expressed by Space Marine are those of a control mage, and may not be indicative of the rest of the audience. As always, thank you for shopping your neighborhood Walmart. Speaking of which, the 5-0 floating around on my thing is with Tron. Cryptic Loop is nowhere near as bad whenever you have when Uro isn't in the format. Like, I will say that much. Cryptic Loop is nowhere near as bad when Uro is not in the format. So I legitimately don't care about Walking Ballista, or care about Arbor Elf, except for the fact that they're drawing specifically another copy of Walking Ballista. Ballista for 3, sure. Legitimately don't care about that. The game is now over. Sideboard's still terrible. Couldn't kick submit. Well, Uro made the loop a lot easier. Let's put it that way. There are other ways to loop it consistently, but Uro made the loop a lot easier. But the plus side to Uro is it was also a win con that meant you weren't going to sit there all day and wait while your opponent masturbated all day. So, you know. Okay. Well. Well, it's a card we're glad our opponent isn't drawing, I suppose, but... Opponent's got nothing? Am I playing around endurance here? Looks like the answer is no, because my opponent's just auto-passing. That's really tempting. I think I gotta leave up Searing Blaze, though. Sure. My opponent dead? I don't think so. It's gonna be close. Yeah, you gain the life. Okay, let's do some math. So it's currently 6, 7, 8, 11, 14. No, I literally live, like, the fire station's literally about a block over the hill, because I live across the street from the Methodist church, and then the firehouse is down a hill behind that. So, I will be back in uno segundo. Necesito go check lavarse yo las manos. Ragavan's a pretty busted card, and that was a good example of why. Yeah, our opponent screwed up game 2. I don't know if they would have won, but they certainly played poorly in game 2. So, I had to go check the, no, I had to go check the laundry. I've been starting to burn players eventually. Oh, that one I can't. Damn, this man needs a dryer. I'm just enjoying laundry while I'm still living in a place that has access to a washer and dryer, you know? It's one of the things that when I finally get my own apartment, the building that I'm looking at probably moving into eventually, does not have laundry facilities. And Pittsburgh in general is kind of a screwy place to live, so see how that goes. Technically no, but also yes. I'm going to be living in most likely in a suburb called Doran. It's like in between my job in downtown Pittsburgh. Oh, we're getting tarned. Most likely Eldrazi Tarn. Chromatic Star. We're actually up against Greentron with kind of a weird start. So now I feel bad for bottoming that Ragavan. I just thought with a Tron deck without a turn 1 play that... Alright, so they have Star. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't learn anything extra there. What's up, MVL? Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? We are going to get turned on turn 3. So, untap, deal them 9, suspend. As long as we don't get Chaliced on 3, we're good. Oh, they didn't have Sylvan Scrying. They kept a Stirring's hand. They might already have Natty Tron in hand, so... Nice, nice, Harris. That's awesome. 4 balls, 1 seal worked really good. Yeah, I was just running Spike's list that he 5-0'd with earlier today and 4-1'd with yesterday, so there are some things I question about it. I know a lot of people were kvetching about so even if they can somehow chalice on 3, which isn't really feasible here, they just die next turn, so. Flipping Darcy's on turn 2, definitely. So, the thing I will say about Tron, as Tron is my backup paper deck at this point, actually it's been my primary paper deck, not everybody plays Magic for the same reasons. Some number of Deflecting Palms could be okay. Generally don't like that many Eidolons actually in this matchup. Helix can be kind of whatever. But Tron is definitely the most consistent deck in the format. I beat somebody the other day in my 5-0 league that I mulliganed to 3-1. And they were bitching about it. So Spike covered that a little bit. And so with Darcy and Mistress Baubles both, you tend to want to run a little bit of a lower land count, and our opponent had gut shot, so looks like they're running Princeps list. Princep is the current trophy leader. He has 28 trophies, like his last 10, I think, are with Green Tron. So Goblin Guide, I don't have a ton of experience with these builds, but Goblin Guide is better in situations where you need to have the opening of... I hope they have Worm Coil Engine here, honestly. Which may sound counterintuitive, but... Okay. So... We're getting Ulamog next turn? Ugand? I don't know what the hell's going on here. Our opponent just literally keep a... Okay, they grabbed a Forest. So, are we getting Thragtusked next turn? Not that we can beat that in a million years, but... So I actually screwed up here. I should have gotten Sacred Foundry to have access to another... We're either getting Ugand or Thragtusk here. Looks like Thragtusk, yeah. This is where Deflecting Palm gets really bad. Sure. This is why I generally haven't liked Deflecting Palm in quite some time. They only found a Chromatic Star? Ouch. Unless they have a second Thragdan at hand. In that case, that's really bad for us. It's not the best, but there's a lot of matchups that just, it's not about the life gain at this point in the format. Like, that's the one thing, one of the reasons Burn's playable right now is because life gain is so absent from the format. Because the format's more about board presence and that nonsense. Alright, we're getting Thragtusk again. Yikes. Stripes. Fruit Strikes. Gum. There's another Ancient Stirrings. Come on. Find that Worm Coil Engine. There you go. Of course, they could have a Nature's Claim to blow out a Deflecting Palm, so... I mean, we're clearly sitting on either reactive cards or lands. Yep, sure. This is a gamble here, but I think I have to take it. Alright, fingers crossed. Mishra's Bauble. Womp, womp, womp. Well, we're skewered to 1,000 ways here, so... Ooh. They have Nature's Claim, we lose anyway, but it's whatever. Show me Nature's Claim! Nice! Should have played the Thragdad. Man. So, am I hearing you say this right? That you actually hate, most of y'all hate Tron more than, like, I understand Burn players hating Tron more than Burn. But even the controlled players going, they'd rather play the Burn deck. Opponent just got smashed to smithereen off of my Mishra's Bauble trigger. I was expecting them to have Nature's Claim, but actually if they're playing Princeps list, he's not playing Nature's Claim either. So okay, opponent's got a Companion too, so they're likely on a Luris deck. Hopefully they're not on Kahira. Kahira is just a miserable play experience. Luris of the Dream Den. guess we keep this hand. So most creatures we have will just simply die. So, it's whatever. Problem with this hand, obviously, is it's all 2-drops. Do I play the bauble or do I hold the bauble? So we play the bauble. Monkey. Alright, we're up against the mirror match. Or a variant of. Fetch land was actually a nice draw. This means they can't dash in a mom and pop. Kept the one-lander? Kept the one-lander. Seems dubious. Sorry, I don't know if you all can hear it, but I'm hearing some of the band night from down the road, probably a good half-mile or so. Not playing around Bolt. Not that I could anyway, but whatever. One nice thing about this is we are set up for the mirror match with those core Firewalkers, so. Well, Delver isn't really a burn deck. Delver is freaking. They have Eidolon? Oh, Blaze. Okay, sure. Alright, pass turn. So we have them dead through a Helix. So they can go to 14, but we have 7 and 7. I'm gonna say, bring the pain, friend, bring the pain. Helix me, bro. Helix me. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! And another Boros charm for the win. So beautiful. It's beautiful when a plan comes together. Actually found another matchup where that's surprisingly relevant. Well, about that 18 land thing, this is where it looks pretty awkward. Alright, this hand's alright. I think I'm actually putting Ragavan back here. Turn 1 Darcy. It's kind of annoying, but also kind of whatever. Actually, it gets really annoying real quick. The current list that Spike was running was only 3 canopy lands, just because you're down to 18 anyway, so... Yep, this is where things get awkward. If we don't draw... Okay, so we are drawing... The problem with both of these lists is neither deck has the ability to kill a... whatchamacallit? Has the ability to kill a Core Firewalker. Now, our opponent might be playing a slightly different deck. It's kind of whatever. It's like, oh dear. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. Oh, wow. Oh, Lord. Everybody gains some life. You'll... Nice that you've lost some weight, man. That's cool. Not an easy thing to do. About to get 4-2-0 blazed, or are they leaving Eidolons? Nope, I'm about to get blazed. And they correctly chose... What a weird game. Unfortunately, we're losing the Core Firewalker off. Yeah, Boros Charm, we're just dead here. Oh, we're not technically dead yet. Alright, well. Not really liking these deflecting palms here terribly much, honestly. Never really like to draw multiples of them, honestly. Could juke and like bring in Chalice is just something stupid, but I feel like that's just too much of a weird game. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's not the best hand in the world, but not the worst either. Nah, I really don't like Eidolon in the mirror to begin with, and then really don't like it in... Sure. Ah. We lucked out. We lucked out. Hopefully somehow our opponent doesn't have Core Firewalker. What is this? Lava Spike? Nah, I think we can do better than Lava Spike. We're either getting blazed or firewalkered. Looks like blazed. Sure. Well, that's kind of awkward. Helix. Monkey. Some ways I hope they hit a land, and some ways I hope they don't. Okay, they have a Darcy, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna dash the monkey again. Well, that's good, Space Marine. I'm glad you seem to be in a better place than you were, man. We just take this trade, right? Please be Boros Charm. Well, that's good. I'm glad you've found somebody you like too, War Dog. I'm just kind of in that spot where I gotta get life back together before I worry about finding anybody. This hand has way too many lands in it. This hand has about the right amount of lands in it. Keep. What am I putting back here? Earthbolt, I guess. No idea what our opponent's playing. Monkey. Monkey dying. Confirmed monkey dying. Nope. What is going on here? Sure. No idea what the flip is going on over there. I'm going to guess our opponent's playing 5-color Tribal Zoo. Scion of Draco. It's a 4/4 flyer, sure. Do you... Okay, so you take the damage? Sure. Just going to hold up Boros Charm here. Pass turn. So our opponent has a Manus Rider here that they're likely deploying. JK. Okay, sure. Feels a little ambitious. Oh, just have another dragon. Got it. So we can do 3 to our opponent and hope to hit something off of the top of their deck. So I guess that's the line. Or as we say, this is the way. Opponent just blocks Ragavan and then we're dead. All right. Well, I have no idea what the Fogeren's going on. So, Okay. Looks to be more the version we're up against. It might be a general deck. Don't really know that we have much other than maybe Deflecting Palm that we want to bring in over Eidolons. Yeah, I'm in that same boat, Space Marine. I think I'm better off not dating at the moment. I just have too much building in my own life to do. It sounds okay. It's not super exciting, especially if our Darcy dies, but I think it's fine. Deflecting Palm, obviously, kind of medium. Path is debatable. I mean, there's certain things it's better than against, other things it's not. Looks like they have Bolt. Yep. Unfortunate. Our hand gets much worse without Darcy now. Target ourselves. Searing Blaze. And that's a card I'm okay with drawing. Hopefully they don't have a turn 2 Draco again. Nope, they just have Monkey. Monkey! Doing this so we can use Luris if we get into a bit of a protracted game. Awkward. No, they don't play... Why play swords when you can just play creature swords? Not sure what's going on here. Territorial Kavu. Well, bless you, Kavu. Alright, I mean... I think Deflecting Palm might be our savior here. Resolve the trigger first. What the heck happens when they do this? Why wouldn't they exile something from my graveyard? That makes no sense. Okay, into Lightning Bolt. Sure. We lose the Flusterstorm either way, so I think I'm fine with this play. Sand's fine. Keep. Sneeper, keeper. Think a Ragavan's gonna die on turn 1. Sure. Daylight coming, we bolt the rag. Hey yo. Hopefully they don't have territorial Kavu bullshitaki again. Looks like they might. Yep. I think I trade Rage of Van here for territorial Kavu. Sino Draco. Our opponent has Bolt, they have Bolt. I'm going to let damage resolve first. Yep, let blocks happen. Let damage occur. Opponent's debating whether they want a Bolt or not. Sure. So opponent clearly has another Bolt in hand. Not the easiest way to manage big meaty boys, but, you know, it's whatever. Yes! Bolt my face, please! Oh, wow. Words have no meaning. You have another Draco. Chalice on 1. Well, that's annoying. That makes our climb a little bit more difficult. What the heck is this? Bloodbird Elf? That's going to be a problem. Chalice on 2. Wow. Okay. Guess we should have brought in the smashes. Okay, well, whatever you're cascading into, you can't cast, so. And they also have pretty sure we're dead this game, but I don't like this fetch from our opponent at all. Like, I understand you want to fetch to thin, but of course, we only have 3 castable cards in our entire deck right now, so I'm not sure that it particularly well. I guess we technically have more with Mishra's Bauble, but yeah, we have all these cards we can't cast. One more draw step. One more draw step before we have to attack with Luris, that is. Maybe for some reason our opponent won't block. Don't think so, but yeah. Yeah, now we're on a zero outer. Theoretically, we still could have drawn enough Mishra's Baubles and Rift Bolts to still win from here, but not from here. We'd have to go Rift Bolt, hope they don't top deck anything. Yeah, just... Our opponent playing a terrible deck that also got to play Chalice of the Voids out of the board. So, I mean... It's what happens when decks that shouldn't normally be packing Chalices are packing Chalices, so... Realmwalker and Azur's Weirding. Sure. Oh, I don't know. I literally just copied and pasted AspiringSpike's list. I'm not going to pretend that I put a ton of effort or thought in this list. No, we got the 3-2. We beat Tron, we beat Heliod, and we beat the Mirror. We lost to 5-color Domain Zoo with Chalices, and we lost to that Jeskai deck that was like packing so much heat for creature decks. We got the 3-2, which seems to be like my permanent record with burn decks of late. I have like 2 or 3 other off-camera leagues that I still have to post. Yes, Jeskai Control. First match we played, the one you were here yammering about. How they were playing Fire Ice, and I thought they might be on Chalices. So, oh no, I'm not complaining about the result. I'm just saying it like seems to be the only result I can get with Burn lately. I don't know what I think about this list. Like the main deck, I think the main deck configuration's actually pretty reasonable. These sideboard stuff, like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of not having outs to things like Core Firewalker and such. You know, Core Firewalker's Auriok Champions, which ironically came up in this league. Yeah, we beat the life gain deck because our opponent was trash. I shouldn't say our opponent was trash. Our opponent played like trash in game number 2. Yes, Burn can beat Heliod. It's not easy, but it can. Honestly, I don't really like the Chalice of the Voids. Like, what matchup are you bringing in Chalice against except for Cascade? Like, I'm not sure how I feel about the Chalices. I know Spike obviously loves Chalice in a lot of matchups, but, you know, it's so counterintuitive with Burn. And then Deflecting Palm, you know, it saved our bacon there several times. I'd probably run, like, 2 Palm, and if you really want to run Chalice, like 2 Palm, 2 Chalice, and then 2, like, either Path to Exile or Prismatic Ending, whichever your preferred flavor, and I'm not going to get into that debate, because I don't have a particular strong opinion one way or the other. Both have their strength. Dude, whatever. He's one of the top streamers he's one of the top streamers. He's one of the top brewers. He's second on the Modern Trophy League or Trophy League thing. So, whatever your opinion of him, he's an innovator. He's one of the most recognized faces in the modern Magic community. He does a lot of stuff with a lot of decks. I mean, it's okay, but the problem is, like, Vortex sometimes... Okay, yeah, you deal the Cascade deck 5... They all have their pluses and their minuses. Like, Vortex is terrible in the creature matchups, although I've seen GG boarding him in a lot in creature matchups where I'm not sure I would have, etc. So, like I said, it's really kind of hard to get a lot of feel from, like, one league, but, it was what it was. It was an interesting... if he is, he is. But at some point, it'll come out. I really think it's hard to fake being like he is for 6 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week. Eventually someone would say something, is it possible he's nicer than he would be in real life? Sure. But I do think that is his genuine personality. Just like, people like Caleb are the way they are. People like Hoogland are the way they are. People like Crokies are the way they are. I mean, everybody has their personalities. And, you generally do better by sticking to who you actually disagree with. So, but, anywho. Paths are better in certain matchups, they're worse in others. Prismatic Ending is better against things like Death Shadow, Auriok Champion, and whatnot. Prismatic Ending is better against those. Paths better if you're expecting like Thought-Knot Seers, Reality Smashers, Worm Coil Engines, Kabu, whatevers, Tribal, Draco, that kind of stuff. So, anywho. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Trying to get back into the streaming thing a little bit, but I got some stuff to get done here offline. So, it's been great hanging out with y'all. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to get back into streaming a little bit more now that things have kind of settled down with the work situation. Once again, to reiterate, I got a job, accounting job. I'm winding down at Walmart. I'll be starting the accounting job in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks, or a week from this coming Monday, so the 30th. I'll be on a different schedule. For now, I'm going to be I'll be commuting to Pittsburgh, which means about 12-hour work days. Because I got to leave about 6:30, 6:15 in the morning to get there by 8, and then I won't get home until like 6:30 or 7 at night, even though it's an 8 to 5:30 job mostly. So, we'll see how that is on the body, plus staring at a computer all day. I'll see how tired I get, but thanks everybody, and I hope you all have a good night and good fortune with your life as well. This has been John for MTG Nexus.